Hello, I'm Debbie Bell Hosking for Finextra TV here at Sibos 2023 in Toronto, and I've got a panel of 3 guests, and I'll introduce them to you now. We're talking about compliance as a service. So, first of all, Gideon Drury of FinCom, welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
Radha Savana, Finastra.
Thank you, Debbie.
And Peter Reynolds of Thetaray.
Thank you very much.
So, I've given the key word, compliance as a service. Radha,
Okay.
Can you tell us what is this solution that you have formed a partnership, compliance as a service, and how can it benefit banks with their compliance and risk challenges?
Fantastic. Thank you for having us. Let me just start by describing the business that we are in Finastra, which is basically we offer core payment engines and financial messaging solutions to over 500 of our bank clients. And as we are looking at enhanced value propositions in the new world of real-time payments, AI, ML, etc., how can we partner with the best-in-class capabilities externally and pre-integrate them with Finastra capabilities and offer them to our clients? And that's the kind of vision that we are embarking on. And as part of that process, and when we looked at real-time payments that are emerging in the US market, as an example, FedNow based capability in the US, TIPS-based capability in the EU, requires our bank clients to do sanction screening and comply to AML monitoring capabilities, etc., in real time on high volumes. And that is a challenge. Most banks are not necessarily equipped to do that, particularly the medium-sized ones. And that's when we really looked at the best-in-class capabilities in the industry and who can do this really well. And that's where FinCom and Thetaray come into picture, where we have looked at a number of partners in the marketplace, sourced them and pre-integrated these two as part of the compliance as a service. And it comes pre-integrated with our payments to go real-time payments product. And the idea is when we offer this to our bank clients, particularly the medium to smaller size banks, they get a full stack solution. And they basically become equipped to play in this space and compete better with the bigger banks, and in many ways democratizing and level the playing field for our smaller bank clients and medium-sized bank clients. And we are super excited about it. And one other thing that I'll add here is, while we have made the announcement last week about compliance as a service, some of the underlying capabilities we have been partnering with FinCom and Thetaray for the last year and a half, and we have about 8+ clients who have actually bought this solution and pumping transactions. So this is not something that we will do something in the distant future, but this is like here and now, and we are just excited about bringing the combined capability to our clients.
Yes,
I just wanted to add,
Gideon.
if I just may, it's more than just a simple integration. Integrations are very openly wide available with APIs. It's more on a collaboration and a very productive flow of information. So that flow of information enables us, one, to give far better service to the end user, and also meet that very limited time that you have, like milliseconds, for real-time payments. And that collaboration, actually, it's 12 clients already.
Yeah, fantastic.
Congratulations.
You already sold a few.
And yes, it's working remarkably well. We have actually shown our customers a reduction of 80% in their compliance operational costs today. That's a huge number.
And I'm glad that you spoke up then as well, because not only is that, and your numbers are increasing and you're getting new clients.
Yeah.
So as you said, it's not something you're talking about doing, it's happening now.
Absolutely.
The key words from you were real time. And I know from you, Gideon, that real time is a big aspect to your offering within this partnership. So can you tell us a little bit more about FinCom's AML screening, please?
So we are very different technology than what's around in the market. Most technologies in this space use fuzzy logic, which is around 150 to 300 different rules. And that takes time. There's no way to beat it. It takes a few hundreds of milliseconds, even seconds to process. We're working with a phonetic fingerprint technology. It's state of the art. It's the next generation, which enables us to actually do the screening under 200 milliseconds. But our great advantage here, and again, I gotta emphasize, is our workflow both with Thetaray and with Finastra, because we are taking, since we screen so fast, Tetheray is actually using us as a tool in real-time payments, and I'm sure Peter will talk about it, on how to support their immediate screening. So there's this calibration that's working together, that's getting to that end result that we're all seeking.
Yes, and within this panel, I mean, I can sense the excitement of what you're doing and this partnership together. Peter, on to you. You were talking about the screening there. Let's chat now about the AML monitoring and also Tetheray's role in this partnership.
Yeah, and to echo what you said, we are very excited. It's something that there's been a lot of excitement here at Sibos, talking to potential customers, which is great. And what we do AI transaction monitoring. So if you think about working closely with screening, it's like think about when you get board an aeroplane. Firstly, someone checks your documentation to make sure you're not on a no-fly list, which Giddy and his team do fantastically well. And then what we do is we scan bags and just make sure there's nothing in the bag that shouldn't be there. And what Tetherray does for all of these financial transactions is use AI to scan all the transactions and make sure that there's nothing illicit, that everything's in compliance with different AML standards. And echoing what Giddy said, you can have many, many rules in this space that become very cumbersome, and we know banks that have had thousands of rules and they start actually ruling against each other. And the bit we bring to this is what AI will do is it will understand normality, it will understand what's normal, and then it will very quickly say what's not, and you can start alerting on this. So the power of what Finastra have put together as a compliance as a service offering to go out to their customers and have this pre-configured, pre-packaged is very strong, and I do think it's going to be you talk about huge global opportunities, but I do think that US mid-tier, small tier is going to be something that we really do grow in very, very quickly, and we already are, which is great.
Yeah, and I think the key is, from our standpoint, bringing the best of this technology and translate that to the value to the clients. And for our bank clients, it's all about reducing the false positives. What that means is there are fewer operations people tracking down some of these transactions and validating whether they are actually suspicious or not, etc. And that saves cost for our clients. That also enhances the client experience, because the fewer customers you interrupt their transactions, the better the customer experience is going to be. So, and I think the key also is partnering with someone like the players who are experts in this space will also bring in ongoing innovation, and because this is not a point of arrival, this is a journey, and our clients will continue to benefit from the enhancements these two gentlemen and in their products make to work with our payments to go product, which is really what makes it exciting and interesting.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add
Gideon and then Peter.
Just quick two things. One, I don't think only mid-tier banks. I'm seeing the same problems with top-tier banks. They're all around here, and when I'm talking to them, they're talking about the real problems that they're having.
Yep.
All have legacy solutions built in there for 15, 20, 30 years, and now they know they have to get new things coming in. And I really do believe, if you look at the regulator, actually postponed numerous regulations by a year, so financial institutions can get up to their compliance needs.
Yeah.
So the real-time payment compliance issues, they gave them do it before the payment or do it a little bit after the payment. And right now, this what we're seeing here is the first time that actually we meet that time span, that very limited 200 milliseconds, or it's actually 300, but we run it faster, and we're able to do that.
Peter.
Yeah, and I think what I think is very interesting is what Finastra are doing is that they're actually doing a lot of the work for their customers, because they've gone through quite a process to make sure they have best of breed partners. They put it together, we pre-integrate. So you're moving to a world where banks don't just stick with one type of technology, they need an ecosystem of technology.
Right.
And I think, to me, Finastra has proved themselves as the leader in the global payments. What we talk about is how do you put trust behind that global payment, to have a trusted global payment, which is when you do your transaction monitoring, when you do your sanction screening, that's what you're bringing. And I think that's what, I completely agree with what Giddy said, from the biggest banks in the world to the smallest, the fact that someone's gone and done that selection, put them together, has it working in many places in some of the biggest banks in the world, to be able to bring that and say, well, look, we've done that for you. This is kind of an out-of-the-box solution that can be deployed this afternoon. I think that's the difference here, rather than the vaporware you often hear. We often have to live with that.
It's all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is really what we're talking about, and it's often a collaboration, partnership is often a theme, but here we're seeing the success and hopefully the ongoing success of a partnership between yourselves, Fincom, Finastra and Theta. So, Rad, if I may ask you, we're talking about the excitement of what's happening now.
Yeah.
Let's look ahead a little bit. What are you seeing as your opportunities as a partnership?
Yeah.
And also perhaps some challenges as well.
Yeah, I would say, look, I mean, this is a space that continues to evolve. The opportunity for us really as a collective group really here is constantly learn from some of the implementations that we are doing with our customers. Not only in our individual sandboxes, so to speak, but how they all come together. As we start to implement, we're going to learn things in how they interact. We're going to learn things in terms of what the best way to deploy some of these capabilities, etc. And we're not going to be arrogant about it. And this is going to be a journey, and that's really the opportunity in my mind as to how can we implement this at more and more clients, learn from them, and continue to iterate. And in that opportunity is the challenge, which in my mind, we don't want to get to a point of complacence in this space, because this isn't a point of arrival. We're going to have to be maniacally focused on the client experience. And the experience that they're offering to their customers, and constantly learn, and which we have the right partners to do that, and we are really excited about it.
Well, I must say that excitement is coming through, and thank you so much for joining us here in the studio, the three of you. Gideon, Radha and Peter, thank you so much, and all the best on this journey.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.